Honestly, my friend, how often do you catch yourself living in the when finally mode? When I finally get that promotion, when I finally find my soulmate, when I finally lose those 10 kilograms, when I finally save enough money, then I'll truly start living. Sound familiar? We've all fallen into this trap. We postpone life, turning the present into one long marathon towards some finish line. And the closer the goal seems, the faster we run, the less we notice around us. I'm guilty of this myself. I remember writing my first book. Every day I thought only one thing. When will it be ready? When will it see the light of day? How many people will read it? And the writing process became agony. Each page felt like an obstacle on the way to the cherished goal. But here's a paradox I've noticed in myself and in others. The more intensely we focus on the result, the further it slips away from us. Remember trying to catch a soap bubble as a child? The more you reached, the faster it popped. The tighter you clench your fists around sand, the faster it slips through your fingers. What if our obsession with goals isn't the path to happiness, but precisely what distances us from it? What if in pursuit of when finally, we rush past life itself? Imagine, you're walking through a beautiful forest, but your head is tilted upwards. You're scanning for that hill you need to climb. And what happens? You trip over roots, you don't hear the birds singing, you don't smell the pine needles. This whole world around you exists, but you're not living it. And now, let me tell you a story that transformed my understanding of goals and paths. It's an ancient Zen parable about a boy named Zenith. Imagine a young man, full of enthusiasm and determination. His eyes are bright, his heart pounds with anticipation. He's heard about a wise Zen master who lives atop the tallest hill in the village. Zenith, that's each of us at the beginning of any journey, when we find a new hobby, a new dream, a new goal. Remember that feeling? When it seems like you're about to touch something important, something real? He climbs the hill. Each step is filled with resolve. He knows exactly what he wants. He wants to find Zen. Let's climb this hill with Zenith and see what wisdom the old master has in store for us. Zenith enters the temple. His heart is pounding. Finally, he's face to face with his dream. Before him sits the master, an elderly man with kind eyes that twinkle with a spark. "Master," Zenith says, barely containing his excitement, "how can I find Zen?" The master looks at him with a smile and pronounces, 10 years. 10 years. Zenith expected anything but that. He wants results here and now. Can't the process be somehow accelerated? And if I work even harder, master? If I practice day and night? The master ponders. Then, 20 years. What? Zenith is utterly confused. Logic suggests more effort, faster results. But here, everything works in reverse. Master, what if I dedicate myself entirely to the practice? If I give up everything else? 30 years, the master calmly replies. Can you imagine Zenith's state? His confidence crumbles. Everything he believed in, all the rules of the game he knew, cease to work. And then Zenith can't take it anymore. Master, I don't understand. Why is it that the more I'm willing to strive, the longer it will take? And here it is, the moment of truth. The master looks at Zenith with boundless wisdom and speaks words that change everything. When one eye is fixed on the goal, you have only one eye on your path. Just ponder that phrase. It contains all the wisdom of human existence. When we are obsessed with the result, we become blind to the process. We lose the ability to see, feel, live what is happening here and now. We turn into people with one eye. We see the goal, but not the road. But it's easy to say, live in the moment, enjoy the process. How do you do that in a world of deadlines, plans, KPIs, and SMART goals? This is where the real challenge lies. The price of this wisdom is giving up our habit of control. We will have to learn to trust the process. Remember the analogy with the tree from our story? You're climbing for a juicy fruit at the very top. And what's natural to do? Constantly look at the fruit, think about how delicious it will taste. But the master says, if you do that, you'll fall. Because you lose concentration on where your next foothold is, how to place your foot, which branch to grab. It's the same in life. Want to build a business? Focus on today's client call, not on millions in profit. Want to learn a language? Fall in love with today's lesson, not with a diploma of language proficiency. Want to find love? Become an interesting conversationalist today, not dream about a wedding. This requires true courage to release your grip on the result and trust the path. Now, armed with this wisdom, let's return to your ordinary life, to where we started, to your when finally moments. Imagine, tomorrow morning you wake up and instead of thinking, when will I finally achieve my goal, you think, what interesting things will today bring me on this path? You go to work, but you don't rush through it in thoughts of a promotion. You notice an interesting task you're solving right now. You see a colleague who needs help. You feel satisfaction from a job well done. You engage in sports, but you don't torture yourself with thoughts of the weight you need to lose. You feel your muscles working, your breathing quickening, your body getting stronger with each movement. This doesn't mean giving up on goals. The fruit on the tree hasn't disappeared. But now you're climbing towards it consciously, noticing every branch, every movement, every moment of ascent. And here's the paradox. When you stop obsessively chasing a goal, it starts to gravitate towards you. Why? Because a person who is fully present in their endeavor, who enjoys the process, who sees the beauty of the path, such a person does everything better. They are more creative, more attentive, more effective. They radiate that very energy that attracts opportunities. Zenith, in the end of our story, understood this. He stopped counting the years until enlightenment and started counting breaths in meditation. He stopped waiting for Zen and started living in Zen. And now a question for you, my friend. What is your second eye focused on today? Does it see the beauty of your path, or are you still going through life with one eye fixed on the future? Perhaps today you can do what Zenith did. Open your second eye. See that the path is the goal, that life doesn't happen when finally, but right now. And then every step you take will become not just a movement towards a goal, but the goal itself. Every day, not preparation for life, but life itself. Because in the end, my friend, we are all climbing the same tree, the tree of a full, conscious life. And the juiciest fruit doesn't grow at the very top. It grows on every branch of this amazing ascent.